Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Hope that you guys are all having a great start, or I guess not a great start to your weekend, but hopefully you guys had an amazing weekend. So today we're going to be breaking down the top stocks that all of you guys see value in. This is our Sunday stock talk. I simply, break down whoever it is that tunes on in. So if you've ever wanted to tune on in to one of these live, I go live every single Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time due to daylight savings. So just make sure that you set a reminder if you're not catching this live. And if you are, what's up? Happy Sunday. I'm going to be saying what's up to some of you guys right now. I'm just deleting the ones that we covered last week. But let's go ahead and get right to it. I'm going to say what's up to a couple of people that are tuning on in for the first time. If you guys are tuning on in and you want to comment on this live chat, you just have to make sure that you're signed into your YouTube account, and then it should let you comment on this little live chat. So what's going on, Clay, Francisco, we got Dolan, Tyler, Ivan, TC, Mahalo. What's going on, my guy? So we got Scary, Caleb, Anton, Luna, Caesar, Jamie, Blake, Darrell, Braden. I like it. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on in. So we got, let's see, I'm trying to read all of this, but it's going a little quick. We got Justin, Alex, Josh, Spencer, Donovan, Amar, William, Kevin, is that Francis, Robs, Zaid. I like it. Well, what's up? I hope that you guys enjoy this Sunday stock talk. I don't want to take too much of your guys' time. This should be pretty short and sweet. All we ask you is if you have any questions, openly ask it in the live chat. Also, I want to remind you that you guys can direct message me on Instagram. You guys can direct message me on Discord for a quicker response. So if you don't get your questions answered within this live chat, don't think that there's no way for you to contact me. I reassure you, I try to the best of my ability, respond to all direct messages. Sometimes I take a little bit longer than others, but I'm here. So I hope that throughout this video you learned something new. Hopefully we can cover some pretty solid stocks. We ask you to post those in the ticker call out format. And if you did learn something new and you enjoyed this Sunday stock talk, please consider dropping a thumbs up, as of course it helps out the channel. So let's go ahead and break down some of these stocks. So what I want to update you guys on right now is as everyone begins to post their stock in the ticker call out format, as of right now, /NQ, we're seeing a nice little push. So it looks like the overall NASDAQ market is opening up in the green. So this is the futures market. /NQ, if you don't use TD Ameritrade, you most likely will have to write down a different ticker. So just make sure you take that into consideration. So this is for the NASDAQ market, and then for the S&P 500, I know the 18th of December is a really big day for Tesla. So make sure, especially for /ES, as that's the S&P 500 future, and you take that into consideration. So let's go ahead and get right to it. What is going on, Ish? So we got Ish posting it in the ticker call out format. So if you want me to break down your top stock, all we ask you is to plan out your trade. This is for your own good. Just make sure you plan out your trade, and we can go from there. So let's go ahead and get right to it. 180-day chart. Break down a couple of these. So we got DB. What's going on, Shane? So DB, here we go. Alrighty, what do you guys think about this one? Actually, we're starting off pretty good. I like it. I like how consistent it was ascending. It hit 180-day highs at $11.97, and it aggressively recently pulled back. So who likes stocks like this? I know some of you guys might not, but for those that are deal hunters, for those that like to trade reversals or stocks that are oversold, I can see why this might meet your criteria. You don't have to add this to your watch list. You don't have to agree with whoever it is that broke this one down. But the whole idea is because it aggressively sold off, it doesn't have to recover. But based off previous patterns, we don't know how far it can continue to sell off. And this is why it's so important to wait for confirmation of a reversal, right? So I'm going to set my alert right here. This one has to be, this is a good start to the Sunday stock talk. I'm also going to set my alert for the break below the SMA line. SMA line tends to be a very common support level. So this is just something where if it breaks below it, the idea that I want to share with you is the more patient you become in buying, right? Buying too early. How many times have you guys purchased the stock and it continues to sell off? Just because it's oversold doesn't mean it can't continue to sell off. So yes, of course, we want to see this thing begin to recover. So let's see the upside potential based off of previous highs. That's about 11%. So solid, over 10% ROI if it were to return to previous highs. It doesn't have to return anytime soon. So that's why I set alerts on both sides, as of course, I don't just want to talk about the profit potential without taking into consideration the risk involved, right? So if we were to wait for confirmation of a reversal, what does that look like? It's a very common question we always get. So I want to bring you back here where it sold off, it began to consolidate, and then it broke above the EMA line, and it began to indicate signs of an uptrend. Like we've said before, it's still not easy, but it's a lot easier to make money in the stock market when the overall direction is in your favor. So instead of trying to predict the bottom of something and then hope that it begins to bounce, stay patient, especially if you're under the PDT rule. Set those alerts and learn to be effective with your day trades available and your entries and your exits. The MACD, the RSI, everything looks good. I really like how we started this video. So let's go ahead and go with Justin Da Silva. What's going on, my guys? So ALGN. Let's go ahead and break that one down. ALGN. Here we go. Alrighty, so pretty consistent uptrend pattern. It looks like we had a really strong push and it's been overbought ever since. It's making higher highs, higher lows. I like that you're paying attention to stocks that are ascending. Do I think it's the best deal? Justin, this is just my 2 cents. No. Do I think it's bullish? Of course. You guys can see that it's been bullish before. This acted as a catalyst, drove the price up, and it's been ascending ever since. It pulled back a little bit, so I see why you're paying attention to it. You're probably going to wait for the break above the EMA line and from there to previous highs. The return isn't the best. It's 3%. It's not the most attractive is what I'm trying to say. So I wouldn't view this as the best deal, but it's consistent. And if you work well with consistency and you do a good job managing your risk, I would just make sure that you understand that just because it's been ascending before, it doesn't mean that it has to continue this uptrend, right? So set alerts for both sides and let's manage that risk, but I can 100% see why you're paying attention to it. So I appreciate you sharing it with me. So ticker symbol BA. So Braden. BA, a little Boeing action, right? So Boeing has been absolutely killing it. If you guys remember, it's been doing really, really well, especially after, if I'm not mistaken, it's Europe, right? Accepted and is going to begin distribution of certain COVID vaccines by the end of 2020, according to my understanding. I might be completely wrong, but this is what sparked the initial spike on a lot of airlines, Boeing being a huge manufacturer for this. Again, overall, very consistent uptrend pattern. Recent pullback, it 100% makes sense on why you're paying attention to it. You can see that it pushes up, pulls back, finds a support, continues to ascend. Pulls back, finds a support, continues to ascend. Pulls back, finds a support, continues to ascend. Pulls back, finds a support, and now we just need to wait for an indication of a reversal. And based off previous highs, again, this isn't the best deal, but it's been bullish. It pulled back a little bit and it built a little bit of margin, and the direction is in your favor as long as we get that confirmation. Please do not forget to set your alerts for both sides. So here we go. We got Joel in the house. So OTGLY. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and break that one down. Okay, so this one just looks different. This one looks like it has pretty low volume. So this would not be something that I would trade. It does not meet my criteria for the dollar amount that I trade with. It just doesn't make sense. It's had a pretty significant drop. I see why you're paying attention to it. We're looking at previous support level, $22 price range. This is just the general range that I want to talk about, right? So general range around here, I see why you're paying attention to it now. It built a lot of margin for a potential 30-40%. So 100%, I see the potential, the upside potential based off of previous support levels and previous highs, but the volume just doesn't meet my criteria. It looks like it's actually become more popular recently. Just because I don't see value in something or just because I wouldn't trade it, stop you. We're all wired in different ways, and you should be empowered and encouraged to be your own person. Just understand that when something has lower volume and something moves this aggressive, it's a higher risk, higher reward. So watch that position size and don't be afraid to lock in profits and manage that risk. But I absolutely wish you nothing but the best. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. So we got Tyler. And our boy Tyler in the house, HGV. So HGV, here we go. Alrighty, so I like that you're paying attention to stocks that are bullish. I like that you're paying attention to stocks that the pattern is consistent, so that's attractive, right? That's a step in the right direction. The criteria that I also like to look for, shouldn't be a surprise, it's a good deal. And as of right now, you have the bullish, you have the consistent overall direction, but I don't really view this to be a good deal. It's very overbought. It just hit 180-day highs. Yeah, I can see this thing continuing to uptrend, and the margins are around 3 to 4% if you play them out perfectly. I don't see the upside to outweigh the downside potential. And that's what I want to kind of leave you with. If you want to continue to focus on day trading those, all power to you. I just know that, yeah, you might do well for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, but if you don't deal well with risk management, and this thing begins to drop back to the SMA line, that downside, that pullback potential can outweigh and wipe out all of your profits that you were so patient with, right? So please, if you're going to trade this as it's so overbought, watch that position size and don't be afraid to lock in profits, especially as we're a little bit more on the overbought side. Again, I do agree with you. It's super bullish. It's been very consistent. It's just, I want you to keep some of your profits in your pocket. So I hope that's something that, can get you in the right direction. Let's see. So Tomas, it's Fubo. Let's see what that is. Is that the app? Yeah. Okay. So very bullish recently, very consistent. You can see that it recently pulled back, and it's done this before where it pushes up, pulls back to around $26, and it's already showing signs of a potential reversal from where we're at right now to previous highs. First, I want to talk about it. It doesn't hold up here for a very long period of time. Yeah, it's closer to 15% ROI. If it breaks above the EMA line, just know it doesn't last a very long period of time. So I would not hesitate to lock in profits as we approach those levels. Just based off recent patterns, it pushes up and pulls right on back. Pushes up, pulls right on back. These are the characteristics that are very important to pick up on. Pushes up, pulls right on back. So again, this is a little bit more of an aggressive moving stock, which means that you have to approach this, I would think, right, in a much more prepared way. Don't be afraid to lock in profits. And if it begins to break the support level and it begins to sell off, you're going to need to manage that risk, right, and cut losses. So make sure that you understand both sides. I think this was our 6th stock that we broke down. Let's go ahead and do 4 more. 4 more stocks. We got Manuel in the house, PLUG. So a very popular one, PLUG. Here we go. Overall, I like how you guys are focusing on stocks that are very bullish. This is again, if you guys think back to maybe when you first started. I don't know, if you would remember the type of stocks that you first began to trade or invest in. But normally when I first started, I would always try to buy stocks that were like lower cap stocks or very oversold, because I thought that they're the best deals and that they had to recover. But as you begin to trade with more money and as you begin to gain experience, you begin to understand that that's not always necessarily the case. If anything, it's rarely the case. It's actually, again, like we said, it's still not easy, but it's much easier to make money in the market when you trade stocks that are bullish and that the overall direction is in your favor. So when you can buy them for a good deal and sell them for a profit, buy them for a good deal and sell them for a profit. So right now we are pulling back. It's very bullish, very consistent. I would like to see this at lower levels to really build that margin, but I see why you're paying attention to it right now. It's showing a lot of signs of consolidation, just like it did before. Just please be aware that, as of right now, the market's very bullish, so I could see why it won't even pull back to previous levels. So I think the overall market and how bullish that is in your favor as of right now. Just watch the position size early on, just to make sure that you get proper confirmation of this reversal. So let's go ahead and I'm going to set an alert here. But I like this one. I like how consistent it is. And I think a lot of people watching this video, although this stock right now might not be the best deal, all that means is these stocks, if you don't find them to be the best deal right now, this is the beautiful thing about the stock market, is that you get to add them to your watch list. You get to set your alerts and allow the opportunity to present itself. You see it happen all the time. It comes down to the SMA line from time to time. And from the SMA line to when it continues to ascend, look at that, 62%. And based off of where we're at right now, 83%. All-time highs, 99%. So the potential is there. The consistency is there. It's just maybe not the best time right now. From where we're at right now to previous highs, that's still over 10%. That's still very impressive. But again, with something that moves so aggressive and in such high percentages, I just, you need to make sure that you watch that position size and you manage that risk pretty well. So let's go ahead and just do a couple of more, and then I will give you let you guys enjoy your Sunday. So how many of you guys are excited? How many of you guys now look forward to Mondays more now than ever before? What's going on, Rick Wanders? What's up? What's up? How many of you guys just started trading, right? Is it a month ago, 2 months ago? And how exciting is it than before, where you're like, oh man, people normally dread Mondays, right? But I think that's definitely not the case anymore. And if anything, we get so much feedback of I never looked forward to the weekdays because of my day job or whatever the case might be. And the thing that I like the most is people that pursue the market and they still have their career, their profession, their day job at the same time, putting in twice the work to see that return, and you surround yourself with people that uplift you and stuff like that. And I think that's all part of the environment that you want to surround yourself with. So let's go ahead and break down a couple of more and we can go from there. So Khalil, it's going to be AAPL. Here we go. Okay, this is just my opinion. This is why I sold my position on Apple. Apple's overall highs were right around 125, and this is a very common resistance level. It's descending as of right now, and it tends to find a support right around the SMA line. I don't want to spend too much time talking about this one. As of right now, it is showing a lot of signs of consolidation. It's just not super bullish, and the margins are just not worth it. So because of that, I don't view it to be a top stock. It's just more of a stock that is kind of consolidating right now, and because of that, I don't find it to be the most attractive. So we got John Hanna, and that is Lulu. I appreciate you tuning on in, John. Hopefully I earned your thumbs up in this video. Maybe. Oh, look at this. Lol earnings pulling back Lulu. I like this one. Lulu was one that was performing exceptionally well during the pandemic, right? During pandemic conditions. We aggressively sold off, and of course, earnings didn't help either. But it looks like earnings acted once again as a negative catalyst. It's selling off, and guess what? The more it sells off, if you're not already invested, this allows you to be able to buy for a discount, especially if you see long-term growth, right? Or if you're a trader or a swing trader, we can let this thing bleed. We can wait for it to find a support level, indicate signs of an uptrend, and then ride the recovery, right? So it doesn't mean that we have to buy now because we don't know how far more it can continue to sell off, but it's all about adding stocks that you see potential into your watch list, setting effective alerts, right? So I'm going to set an alert if this thing continues to sell off, if it approaches previous support levels, and then we can go from there, right? And I'm also going to set an alert if we begin to break above the EMA line. But from where we're at right now to previous highs where we were at just last week, it's about 11% return. So maybe for all the people out there in relationships, right? So if your lady wants Lululemon pants, right? Those leggings that are super popular. I guess they have them for guys too. So if you like Lululemon, how cool would it be, right? Especially during the holidays, that you're able to buy this for a good deal. It's not that right now is the best deal, but that you're able to make some money, ride the recovery on Lulu, use those profits to then be able to buy those, what's it called? The Lululemon pants. That's actually what I got my sisters last year. I got them each a pair of the Lululemons. They're not cheap. They're freaking expensive. I don't know about you guys, but $100 for a legging or for leggings, not my cup of tea. I'll stick to my $7 jeans from the H&M sales rack. For those that always ask, what kind of jeans do I buy? I wait for them to go on sale at H&M, and I buy 3 or 4 at a time, and I just buy them in different colors. I don't know. Where are my H&M people out? Are you guys tuning on in? No? Do you guys not like H&M? Yes, you guys don't like deals. I guess you just don't like it. Is that what it is? Must be. All right, let's go ahead, and I'm going to break down. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All righty. I'm going to break down one more random stock that's being requested, and then I'm going to break down some pretty popular ones. Tesla, PFZR, that received really good news over the weekend. So let's see. I don't want to do NIO. That's a very common one. CRSR. Let's see. CRSR. Alrighty, so as of right now, this thing has been selling off ever since the overall highs of $52. Overall direction is against you. It's not in your favor. It continues to get rejected off this EMA line. I'm going to keep this super simple. this thing can continue to sell off. It doesn't have to recover. So let's set our alerts. And once we get indication of a recovery, let's follow up with it. I see why you're paying attention to it due to recovery potential, but it doesn't have to recover, especially as it's been so consistently pulling back the past couple of weeks, really. So let's go ahead and I'm going to do one more because that one was a very quick one. Let's see. I love H&M. I like that. So PTON. What's going on, Oliver? PTON. So this is one that I was personally watching as well. One of the things that I was very open about was, as we approach this SMA line for PTON, and this was like mid last week, it pulled right on back. Makes sense. The SMA line was acting as a resistance level. And even when I had an open position in PTON and I said that I was holding, I encourage you guys to, not be afraid to lock in profits, and that of course there was that pullback potential. It pulled back. It didn't make lower lows, so that was a step in the right direction. But we're also, as of right now, we haven't broken above $120 a share. So I think that will be kind of like the next kind of milestone that I'm really working towards to be able to add a little bit more to my position size. So the direction looks fine right now. It's not super bullish, and it just, there's not much going on with PTON. So I can see why people aren't partaking in it. And I'm someone that has been trading it since the low 100s. So I'm a little bit more invested at a lower price range in comparison to where it is right now. But let's go ahead and just break down a couple of the other ones, and then we can go from there. So I actually want to check out Check. I haven't followed up with it in a while. So while I have you guys here, let's do it. So Check, which is a software that I'm sure a lot of our college students or high school students are familiar with. I know I was, but pretty much it's an assistance type of service where they're really great with summaries, and they have a lot of quizzes that they complete for you and stuff like that. So if you guys haven't heard of them, I don't want to say check them out. You should be doing your own homework, honestly, but it's very popular during the school year. You can see that it's been showing signs of an ascending uptrend pattern, very bullish. Overall highs, $85. Again, all I want to say is I like how bullish it is. I like how consistent it's been. It's just not the best deal. As of right now, based off previous highs, I can see why you still potentially want to partake in it. It's not crazy returns based off of the downside, but again, as of right now, it's bullish. So until there's a breakout pattern, I can see why the demand will continue to be there. But let me go ahead and follow up with Tesla real quick. I feel like a lot of people are going to be asking. The date to remember is December 18th and, of course, December 21st. December 18th is the date that they have up until to be able to get fully invested in Tesla before its addition on December 21st when it gets added to the S&P 500. We recently pulled back. We hit overall highs at 669. We pulled back to lows of like 466, if I'm not mistaken. Tesla recovered the next day, and as of right now, it's not necessarily making higher highs. Right now, we're still in that consolidation phase at $600. We'll see if we build the support level and continue to ascend as we work towards its addition to the S&P 500. And what was the ticker again? It was like PF. Was that it? No. So can you guys share that ticker of the vaccine, the company that it received positive news today? I'm going to try to see if I can find it here. Oh, here it is. Now, is it PFizzer? Can you guys show the ticker? PFE? All right. I appreciate that. So, PFE. All right. Here we go. So, this is one that I think there's a lot of attention on it right now. There has been because of its effort in finding an effective vaccine or developing an effective vaccine. This one and Moderna, which is mRNA. One of the things that I would say about this one is it just received more positive news about its potential distribution, even in the United States. So this is one that I would set your alerts on. I feel like it's a very hyped up one, and I'm just saying this from how I've seen it be traded. I hope that it continues to uptrend. I hope nothing but the best for this company, but you need to understand when something is very hyped up and maybe when to lock in profits or not be afraid to reduce your position size as we reach very overbought levels. It gets super hyped up. If you're a little bit too late to the rally, then again, it's something that you need to understand when momentum and hype and news and catalyst are present. It pulls on back, pushes up, pulls on back, pushes up, pulls on back. So I'm excited to follow up with it tomorrow. But again, what I want to share with you is be prepared. Just understand that if it already is indicating signs of a resistance level and it already gapped up, you might just be a little bit late to the rally. So we can better prepare for next time. It doesn't mean that you have to rush it. One of the last things that I kind of want to leave you guys with is you guys have nothing but time. This is something that I feel like and correct me if I'm wrong, but if you're someone that's just getting started, you're probably someone that is just super excited and maybe just like you're like a sponge right now. All you're doing is watching videos and trying to practice everything that you learn. Please understand that you have nothing but time when it comes down to everything that it is that the stock market has to offer, the potential, but also the risk involved. It's so important for you to understand how to properly scale and to not so aggressively approach the market in such a make it or break it type of mentality. And I think that's really what differentiates people who do well in this market, big picture, and people who don't. And it's because they approach it with a pace of learning how to trade and not so much on just being so obsessive of making money. And I want to leave you with this very simple little question. It's a rhetorical question because I know the answer for each and every single one of you. I don't know how much you're trading with right now. I don't know how aggressive you're approaching the market. All I know is if you continue to stay consistent in the market and to continue to grow as a trader or as an investor, what you're trading with right now is not what you can potentially get to 5 or 10 years from now. So why are you so aggressive in the way that you're trying to make money right now when you know that as you scale, you will only begin to make more later down the road? That's the simple message I want to leave you with. I want you to think big picture, and as you begin to develop and create your watch list and set your alerts, be empowered to be your own person. You should never be told what to buy, and where to sell. The whole idea, right? The goal for everyone, and I think that we can all agree, is to understand the position that you're putting yourself in and to not be told what to do, but to understand what to do. And I think that's the approach, that's an approach or a step in the right direction. So I see that a lot of you guys are still sharing different type of stocks. Again, feel free to message me on Discord. Friendly reminder, I only have one Discord. I never message you first. I only have one Instagram account. I never message you first. And I only have one Facebook account, and I never message you first. I can almost reassure you, if you don't message me and you receive a message from me, it's probably a fake account. If you ever want to verify, you guys can just, again, message me on Discord in the announcement section. You can click on my name and send me a direct message and see if it's actually. I'm sorry for all the spam accounts. We're trying to work with the different social platforms that, we create content with, but there's just so many, and it's very unfortunate. So if you guys want to stay connected, I see a couple of you guys asking about what's Discord, how do we join? It's free. We have a free Discord chat. We have a little bit over 294,000 members. We're the largest Facebook group in the world for those who trade in the stock market, and that's that first link down below. So you guys can refresh your screen if you want to stay connected. This will bring you on over to our free Facebook group, and once you get accepted to our private group, this is our TechBot Solutions Discord chat, which is on the top pinned post. And for all those, you guys heard me talk about them before. This is our Learn Plan Profit group. This is the only group that I work with. So if you like the way that I break things down in my videos on YouTube and you want to work with me on a closer basis, this is the only thing that I offer. It's the second link down below. You can browse through it. You can learn a little bit more about what's included and what it's like to watch me trade live. If you see value in it and you want to work with me on a closer basis, great. If you don't and you don't want to join our team, then guess what? This is why I have over 2,000 free videos on YouTube. There's so many different ways on how you can approach the market and still get that same end result. I'm here to simply assist you along the way in every which way that you choose to pursue it. If it's through the YouTube route or if it's through working with me a little bit closer because you prefer structure, then we'll go from there. So I really hope that some of the stocks that we talked about today were added to your watch list if they only meet your criteria. And if so, I hope that you can consider dropping a thumbs up, especially if you guys want us to host one of those free live trading sessions towards the end of the month. So I really do appreciate you guys' time. I wish you guys nothing but the best. If you guys don't have a Facebook account, message me on Instagram. I have 175,000 followers, and I only have one Instagram account, and that's why I say that. So feel free to message me. And yeah, we'll kind of go from there. So for all of our Learn Plan Profit members tuning on in, I'll see you tomorrow at Market Open. Set your alerts. If you guys join overnight, just make sure that you go through the first 2 sections of the course, and you will get access to our private Learn Plan Profit Discord group, as well as access to our live trading session tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys' time. Continue working hard, continue following dreams, let your passion be a drive to your success. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year